For over a century, whispers of doom and salvation have echoed through the forgotten archives of history. They trace back to the prophecies of a French nun, Julie Jahenny. Before her death, she wove a tapestry of chilling predictions. Predictions that seemed to straddle the delicate line between divine revelation and an eerie, unfolding coincidence in our modern era. Look around you. The astonishing foretelling of the late 2026 Paris Olympics, a fleeting sign in the grand cosmic design, has left even the most hardened skeptics feeling profoundly uneasy. How could a cloistered woman, living in the quiet solitude of the 19th and early 20th centuries, glimpse events so intricately tied to our tumultuous modern world? Was this mere intuition, or was she guided by something far beyond human understanding? Something that whispers to us now, directly about the year 2026. Observers of the Paris 2026 Olympic Games opening ceremony discerned certain symbols. Symbols that many view not merely as performance art, but as a deliberate affront to the divine. We saw scenes like a semi-nude queen. We saw a nude singer, drawing inspiration from Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, a sacred tableau bizarrely transformed and broadcast to billions. Additionally, the closing ceremony featured an image of a headless goddess with broken wings. These images have been interpreted by religious scholars as explicit desecrations, deliberate challenges to the Almighty, stirring deep, unsettling concerns about possible divine retribution. Julie's visions did not cease with sports or ephemeral signs of turmoil. They reached into the very soul of France, and by extension, the world. She warned of grave offenses against God that would trigger catastrophic consequences. Her prophecies seemed to resonate with another renowned set of visions, those revealed to the three shepherd children of Fatima. The secrets unveiled at Fatima, spanning visions of hell and the chilling specter of global war, align unsettlingly with the dire warnings of Julie. These intertwining messages suggest that beneath the veil of our everyday, comfortable lives, a hidden countdown may indeed be in progress. A clock ticking toward a fate few are prepared to face. Have you ever felt that something beyond our world is already moving, orchestrating the coming years, perhaps towards a profound unfolding in late 2026? One of Julie's most specific prophecies involves a major global shift that remains widely debated today. She claimed the Holy Mother had warned her of an era of great sin, during which many mothers would become indifferent to their own children. At the time she spoke these words, the full, wrenching meaning of this prophecy was unclear, a shrouded truth. But as we approach 2026, as nations like Germany, France, and Italy move to officially enshrine and legalize abortion in sweeping new ways, its significance became increasingly evident, chilling researchers to the core. Julie had warned that humanity's collective sins would bring severe punishment. A torrent of despair beginning with France and rapidly spreading across the world. The fulfillment of such a societal prophecy tells us something terrifying about the consequences that still await, poised on the horizon. To understand the weight of these 2026 warnings, we must understand the messenger. Who was Julie Jahenny? Often called the Virgin of the Cross, she was born in Coyol, a small hamlet near Blaine in Brittany, France. Her devout peasant family, known for their extreme humility and strong Catholic faith, later moved to La Frère, where she spent her life as the eldest of 5 children. From a very early age, she exhibited a deep, almost inexplicable spiritual calling. She immersed herself in intense prayer, forming an unbreakable bond with the church tabernacle. This isolation and devotion led to a life filled with profound mystical experiences and divine revelations. It was as if she was being meticulously prepared for the weighty, terrifying revelations she would receive for future times. Times that echo loudly today. Her spiritual path took a defining, painful turn when just before turning 23, she fell gravely ill. During this agonizing period, she was blessed with apparitions of the Virgin Mary. The apparition asked a heavy question: Would she accept Christ's suffering to atone for the world's sins? Marie-Julie eagerly accepted this profound mission. She offered herself as a sacrificial soul to endure both immense spiritual and physical suffering for the redemption of others. This commitment marked the beginning of her lifelong emphasis on the importance of the cross and the transformative power of redemptive suffering. But this wasn't just a mental state. The suffering was about to become horrifyingly physical, manifesting in ways that would baffle modern medicine. As part of her divine mission, Marie-Julie began to bear the stigmata. These are wounds similar to those inflicted on Christ during his passion, a visible, shocking sign of her immense sacrifice. She first received the 5 wounds of Christ. This was soon followed by a crown of thorns manifesting on her head and a deep, agonizing wound on her shoulder, reflecting Christ's burden as he carried the cross. Additional marks appeared on her body, representing different aspects of the crucifixion, including scourging marks on her back and wrists, and a mysterious wound over her heart. These stigmata remained throughout her entire life, accompanied by intense physical pain. Her experiences immediately drew intense attention from both religious authorities and the medical community. Enter Dr. Emar Gard, a highly respected professor at the Faculty of Medicine in Claremont. He meticulously examined her, running every test the era allowed. His conclusion? He officially stated that her wounds had a supernatural origin. It was a medical impossibility, proving a divine truth. Dr. Gard observed that her stigmata would mysteriously bleed every Friday, coinciding with the day of Christ's crucifixion. The pain and physical manifestations would intensify exponentially on significant holy days, such as Good Friday. Despite the excruciating suffering, Marie-Julie's faith remained steadfast. She became a beacon of light in a dark room. Through the pain, she continued to receive visions. Skeptics often dismiss prophecies as vague guesses, but Marie-Julie's visions extended to tangible, undeniable historical events. She received not only spiritual guidance, but prophetic visions that allowed her to peer into the geopolitical future. Her mystical experiences revealed significant happenings around the globe, enabling her to foretell important occurrences with astounding, documented accuracy. She predicted the cultural conflict known as Bismarck's Kulturkampf in Germany. She forewarned of the death of Melanie Calvat, the famous visionary of La Salette, a prophecy that came true exactly as stated. Even more remarkably, she predicted the catastrophic eruption of Mount Pelée in Martinique. She provided vivid, terrifying descriptions of the ash and destruction, despite being a poorly educated peasant thousands of miles away. Such precision compels us to ask, what other unfulfilled visions hover over our future, perhaps poised for 2026? She predicted the Boer War, explicitly stating that it would happen after the death of Queen Victoria. The sequence of events played out perfectly. She also accurately predicted the death of the Count of Chambord, the last direct descendant of the French royal house of Bourbon, shortly before the election of Pope Leo XIII's successor. Marie declared that the Cardinal of the Adriatic had been chosen by God, and that his reign would be marked by profound Christian virtues. However, she also foretold that his reign would be unusually brief. This exact prophecy came true when Cardinal Giuseppe Sarto of Venice was elected Pope Pius X. He reigned only 11 years, compared to his predecessor's 31 years. The accuracy of her geopolitical foresight didn't stop there. The tapestry of her prophecies continued to weave itself into world history. Marie-Julie predicted that France would lose its colony of Algeria to the Arabs, and that the priests in that country would face severe, violent trials. A somber truth that unfolded decades later in the mid-20th century. Most chillingly, she foresaw the devastating, mechanized slaughter of both World War I and World War II. The Lord assured her that she would live long enough to witness the start of these global punishments. And indeed, she lived to see the outbreak of World War II, passing away shortly after its commencement. Her deep connection to the unfolding divine timeline was absolute. Her prophetic vision continued until her death, leaving behind a legacy of warnings that now feel closer than ever to our current geopolitical climate. Marie Julie believed that France, long considered the very heart of Catholicism, was destined to play a key, albeit tragic, role in the unfolding of future divine judgment. Having received greater divine blessings than other nations, France was entrusted with preserving the true faith through times of persecution. However, its modern failures, its rapid secularization and rejection of its spiritual roots, would lead to swift and severe divine retribution. This retribution, according to Jahenny, would not remain confined to France. It would spread globally, engulfing major cities and entire nations in a cataclysm of unprecedented, apocalyptic proportions. Paris, she warned, would eventually be consumed by fire. Marseille would be swallowed by a surging sea. This brings us to the most terrifying element of Jahenny's prophecies, a convergence of events she warned would threaten the survival of humanity itself. She described a period of catastrophic environmental and spiritual collapse. Unprecedented earthquakes tearing the earth apart, violent hurricanes scourging the lands, complete crop failures leading to widespread, desperate hunger, rapidly spreading plagues decimating modern populations, and a terrifying phenomenon, a rain of blood lasting for 7 weeks. But these are merely the prelude to her most famous and frightening vision, the 3 days of darkness. During this apocalyptic event, she warned that hellish forces would be literally unleashed upon the earth to destroy God's enemies, sweeping them away like chaff in the wind. The crisis would descend unexpectedly, a sudden, jarring plunge into the abyss. The ensuing punishments would be relentless, enveloping the entire globe in a blanket of thick, impenetrable physical darkness. Thunder and lightning would strike with terrifying, unnatural power, echoing the absolute wrath of heaven. Those without faith, or those who fail to trust in divine protection, would perish in the sheer terror of the event. The sky, she warned, would be lit by an unnatural, hellish red light, and the earth would crack open, revealing the very depths of hell. Humanity would fall into a profound despair, witnessing unimaginable violence, rampant blasphemy, and the terrifying sounds of ceaseless warfare. Jahenny envisioned a world on the very brink of destruction, where evil had reached its terrifying peak. A world that looks suspiciously like the trajectory of 2026. How does one survive the 3 days of darkness? Jahenny's instructions were incredibly specific, and they are still studied by believers today. The only protection, she stated, would come from a 100% pure beeswax candle that had been properly blessed by a priest. No other light source, no flashlight, no generator, no modern technology would function or provide protection during this period of cosmic aberration. Only those inside their homes, illuminated by this sacred flame and surrounded by continuous prayer, would survive the earth's purification. She urged people to gather around a crucifix and images of the Sacred Heart, locking their doors and taping their windows. Most importantly, you must not look outside. Anyone who dared to open a window to witness the earth in its dreadful state would meet an instant death, their soul instantly claimed by the roaming terrors. Demons and the wicked would appear in horrifying forms, mimicking the voices of loved ones outside the door, begging to be let in. The air itself would become toxic. The sea would surge with roaring, unnatural waves, inundating vast continents, transforming the modern world into a vast graveyard. She emphasized the widespread devastation, suggesting that 3/4 of the world's population would perish. Half of France's population alone would be wiped out. The few survivors, scattered like seeds on a barren wind, would be so isolated that encountering another living person would require a long, arduous journey. Yet, amidst this horror, the mystery of Marie Julie Jahenny herself deepens, especially surrounding her death. The Lord had promised that she would die on a Friday, the day of the crucifixion, but historically she passed away on a Tuesday. Given the remarkable accuracy of her other predictions, this apparent discrepancy raises intriguing, supernatural questions. During one of her mystical ecstasies, Marie Julie had a vision of a chalice above her head. She made a special request for this chalice to be buried with her. The Lord reportedly told her, "I will conceal my heart beneath this veil, and it will dwell in your heart. Your heart will continue to beat as before. The life-giving breath from my heart will be transferred into the tomb." This profound declaration suggests an unimaginable sacrifice. Some theologians believe her last recorded words suggest she may have entered a deep mystical state mistaken for death. Her ultimate penance might have been to remain alive, her heart miraculously beating inside the dark coffin, fulfilling the prophecy of dying on a Friday in a way unknown to her family. Some believe that if her body were ever exhumed today, her heart might still be found miraculously beating, a sacred, living testament to her spiritual connection, waiting to be discovered as a profound sign for a world in desperate need of divine affirmation. A sign, perhaps, meant to be revealed right as the events of 2026 begin to unfold. Despite the grim warnings of fire, darkness, and collapse, Marie Julie and other seers held aloft a flickering torch of ultimate hope. The 3 days of darkness, she emphasized, would not signal the end of the world entirely. Humanity would still find a way through the abyss. She predicted that after this harrowing time of chaos, miraculous signs would appear in the sky, a sacred beacon for the survivors. A holy king, often referred to as the Great Monarch, would emerge. Alongside an angelic pontiff, they would establish a divine kingdom on earth, bringing a new era of profound spiritual awakening and peace. This king would wield incredible global influence, restoring order and faith in a world plunged into ruins. Those who survived the Great Tribulation would undergo a profound transformation. They would adopt a simpler, humbler way of life. Religious divisions would fade, uniting all remaining people under one true faith. While her prophecies address the challenges of her era, they carry enduring, terrifyingly relevant messages for us today. The bizarre cultural shifts, the geopolitical tensions, the symbols at global events like the Paris Olympics. What if the signs we so casually ignore today are the exact warnings meant for 2026? What if the lack of a precise date for the 3 days of darkness is not an omission, but a divine invitation for us to discern the converging signs? The clock is ticking, the archives remain open, and the darkness may be closer than we dare to imagine.